Hey everyone, it's B3 back with another great action figure showcase, and today we are doing figures of one of my favorite things of all time, Kaiju. Yeah, so Kaiju are one of my favorite things in the world, along with the dinosaurs and the universal monsters. But today I want to do a video just for them. I guess there's maybe some technical dinosaurs in here, but all fictional. So first up, we have the NECA 2019 Godzilla from the film Godzilla King of the Monsters. Very cool figure. Some of the NECA Godzillas, looking back on them, I'm like, these weren't really as great as I thought. But this one I actually think holds up. Is the Haya better? Yeah, but I'd rather have this than the Monster Arts. He's kind of pricey now, especially if you want him in package. But I still maintain that this is probably one of my favorite Godzilla figures, actually. I really, really like him. He goes great with other kind of 6-inch scale kaiju, and I think he holds up pretty well. Really, really nice figure. Anyway, let's move him to the side. I promise not everything will be Godzilla, but also not everything will be a kaiju. There will also be some robots, like this Super 7 Medical Jet Jaguar from the Godzilla Island TV show, which is now available for free on YouTube legally if you want to watch it. Yeah, so this is like a Jet Jaguar that would help heal the kaiju. Jet Jaguar is my favorite robot in all of fiction. I have many figures of him. I have the Bandai of this form as well. We'll see that another day. Not today, sorry. But yeah, this is really cool. I actually got a whole case of these blind box figures and was able to get a few of these guys. The others I have already sold or given away. So this is the only one I have left. But he is very, very cool. And how about another Jet Jaguar? This one I think is really underrated. It is the Beta Jet Jaguar from the Movie Monster series and the Godzilla Singular Point anime on Netflix. Honestly, the only reason I kept Netflix as long as I did is because I love Godzilla Singular Point. A lot of people, including Godzilla fans, were not fans. I like the high concept sci-fi stuff, and it was the return of Jet Jaguar. If not for the positive response to Jet Jaguar, not even in the show, in the trailer, Jet Jaguar would not be as prominent as he is today. Toho was trying to forget about him. And once again, my favorite robot in all of fiction. This is the Movie Monster series, so it's a Bandai Japan figure. You'll have to import it if you want it. I don't think this one has made it to the States like many Movie Monster series figures have. But I think he's pretty worth it. I got mine off Hobby Link. But he's pretty cool. I love Jet Jaguar, and I love this underrated anime. Now, here is a Movie Monster series figure you can get in the States. It is the fourth form of Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is my favorite film. I really love it. It's a great commentary on the Japanese government and how they reacted to a certain disaster that took place in Japan. And this Godzilla design is a perfect horror Godzilla. He looks horribly scarred. He has these beady, freakish little eyes, horrific teeth, a true monster. Weird little mouth on the end of his tail and stuff. A real deformed little freak. And there are many versions of this figure that you can choose from. This is, of course, just the basic one. I do have others, which we'll get to one day. I really like doing these showcases. I do individual, longer reviews on the YouTube channel. But here on TikTok, I really do just like doing these little showcases. And I do also post these on YouTube, on the second channel, though. Now, I think that's enough Godzilla for now. Let's take a little break for Ultraman Kaiju. This one's actually very interesting. It is the Ultra Monster series Cyber Gomora from Ultraman X. This is a Spark Doll scale figure, and Spark Dolls were kind of a gimmick in the show. They were little toys that activated powers and things. I don't know that, I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched X. It's really good, though. But I don't think there was specifically a Cyber Gomora Spark Doll. I think it was a Gomora Spark Doll that got brought to life and upgraded into Cyber Gomora. Maybe there was a Cyber... I think they used the card to turn it into Cyber Gomora, though. That show had two gimmicks. It was odd. Good show, though. These smaller kind of Spark Dolls don't have as many paint apps as the bigger DX figures and stuff. But it's still a cool little guy, and Gomora's really popular, so you gotta get every version. And this was a good guy Gomora. Good guy Gomora. That sounds fun. Another Ultra Kaiju that you see in the good guy role less, but it has happened. Red King. This is one of the more sought after kind of modern Red King figures. As you can see here on the tag, the camera's probably going to flip this. It is the Ultra Monster Series number 11 from, I think, 2007? Yeah, 2007. Very cool. Mine still has the tag attached. I got him for, he was $30, and I got him like $3 off, 10% off, with tag at a comic shop. Pretty recently, actually. Very, very great. And also, before we get into more critters, I just want to say that I actually do sell action figures, comic books, trading cards, etc. on eBay at the Three Profiteers, and also a physical store, the Three Profiteers, inside the shops of Monticello in Monticello, Georgia. So yeah, you can check out my wares, theirs. But yeah, it's a really cool Red King. Lots of good paint and stuff all the way onto the back. A lot of modern, more Sparkdoll-sized Red Kings might not be as well painted or have as much articulation, so I'm very glad that I could get this guy. He's also bigger than a Sparkdoll. See, Sparkdolls are much smaller, as you can clearly see here. Now, this is a Kaiju video, so today's is going to be mostly Godzilla. These next offerings, these three, aren't action figures. I'm going to show them all at once. They're actually finger puppets. These are actually my partners. This is from one series, and then these two I think are from series 2. Series 1 and then series 2, I think. They're his. He knows more info on them. But they're actually very well painted and stuff. They fit on an adult finger very well. You, of course, have Showa Mecha Godzilla here. If you look at the arm, it's a red MG, which means he is the first Showa Mecha Godzilla, not the second one. Interesting little detail there. Very cool. He opened the series 1, and I was like, I don't really care which one you get there, but for Series 2, I was like, the only two I want you to get are Manila and Jet Jaguar, because they are super fun. Jet Jaguar, favorite robot in all fiction, and the Manila just looks super cute and goofy. And he only got 2 bags, and that's what he pulled. I might be psychic, don't know. This is, of course, the son of Godzilla. They don't really use him a lot. I think his last film appearance was in 2004. Yeah, they aren't super hip on Manila, but he's an important part of Godzilla history. And then, of course, my boy Jet Jaguar in his classic colors. Nice Showa look. And this Godzilla is a really interesting US piece from my childhood. It is the 5-inch Roaring Godzilla from Trin Masters. Beautiful figure. This is the more greener colored one. There's a black one too. I think the black one is technically the supercharged one. This guy no longer functions, but I do not care. He is a very important figure from my childhood. I actually have more than one, so you might see him again one day. But he's really cool. I like the red eyes and everything. He still articulates well. His tail's really loose now, but otherwise he's held up quite well, other than the tail and the sound. But I also played with these in the tub as a kid, so like their batteries would run out and then right into the tub. So he definitely doesn't work anymore. But I always thought that looked like blood, like he got stabbed or something, the little button. Very interesting. Very cool vintage guy. And it is, of course, a representation of the Heisei Godzilla. This next one is an indie figure, actually, from an Etsy seller called Creature Preacher. It's really cool. Check this out. It is Bagheera. Some of you might know him as Hawk. There was a show called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad back in the day, which was kind of a kaiju fighting show, but the kaiju were also like computer viruses. And Hawk was one of the bad guys. But that is a Power Ranger style adaptation of a show called Gridman the Hyper Agent, or just Gridman. And this was called Bagheera in Gridman. There is a vinyl version of him out there, but this one I think is a bit more screen accurate. It's a big, cool, 3D printed, kind of hand-painted piece. It's very nice. I don't have much like it in my collection. Very rare figure at the time of recording this. They are still being sold on Etsy. You've seen a Creature Preacher in these before. If you saw our first episode, which was dinosaurs, you saw one of his prototypes. This is a finished product figure. Very, very cool. I really do like it. I like the big blades and stuff. It feels like it could snap. This is not a figure that kids can play with. Pretty much everything I showed you except the NECA so far is something fine for kids, but this guy and the NECA Godzilla, not so much. They're much more fragile. This is just basically a 3D printed statue with a tail you have to pop on. But yeah, if you really like Gridman or Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad and you want some kaiju, which don't have that many figures available, this is a great choice. He's not paying me or anything. I paid full price for this figure. I just really like it. So that's it. Thank you all very much. Check out the Three Profiteers on Instagram to see what wares we have for sale. You can buy stuff in Monticello and in Atlanta. I don't live where the physical store is, but whatever. But that is it. Thank you all very much. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.